The heavens declare. Next, we will look at two psalms that contain vital clues. I don't think I would have noticed the patterns unless I understood the ancient forms of poetry. Much of today's poetry and music is all about rhyming, words, and syllable counting. Unfortunately, syllable counting and rhyming does not translate into other languages. Thankfully, the poetry contained in these ancient scrolls is brilliant, in that it easily translates into any language. This form of poetry is called parallelism or chiastic structures. Matching or opposing patterns of thought are carefully arranged in the text. I'll include some links below this video which describes how this primordial poetry works. While translating or reading, if one struggles with a word or phrase, just look for the matching parallelisms in context. The larger parallelisms are sometimes referred to as a chiasm, where the start and end are the same and builds inward to a climax. These patterns are found at all levels, from within a single verse like a proverb, to a chapter and even an entire scroll. These chiastic patterns could be compared to the various orbits and rotations observed in the sky. For example, poetic parallelisms and chiastic structures could be compared to Earth's spin in relation to our Sun. A pattern of an evening transitioning to night, then into dawn, then to day, then settling back into evening. A chiastic structure could be compared to the monthly lunar orbit around the Earth. Our moon starts as a sliver, grows to a bright full circle, then returns back to a sliver again. Structures of poetry similar to ocean tides, rising and falling, then again rising and falling over the course of 24 hours. These tides are caused by the gravity between our moon and our spinning Earth. Chiastic structures could also be compared to Earth's orbital journey around our Sun, creating seasons, a cycle that starts with cold winter, then to spring, then to hot summer, next to fall, and finally back to cold winter again. The spin of the Earth, the orbit of the moon around the Earth, the orbit of the Earth around the Sun are a huge influence to all forms of life on Earth. Life in the sea and life on land, life which in turn has its own cyclic patterns. Now, I am a software programmer by trade, which requires deciphering other people's code and interfaces. In computing, everything is encoded and decoded, from human interface devices like mice and keyboards, to security encryption, compression, wired or wireless transmission, audio and video codecs, and many other algorithms. Let's see if we can pick out parts of an ancient cipher. Psalm 119 acrostic leads us back to Psalm 19. Both repeat important foundations that the alphabet was designed to be used for. I've attempted to depict a portion of this poetic structure using spacing and colors. Psalm 19 appears to contain 7 of the 8 concepts in Psalm 119, which I have underlined. Starting down in verse 7, the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean and enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yea, than much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb. Moreover, by them your servant is warned, and in keeping them there is great reward. Notice how Psalm 119 and Psalm 19 are linked by the purpose for the alphabet letters. Law, testimony, statutes, commandment, and judgments. Let's go back and read the first half of Psalm 19, where we find two more words that relate to Psalm 119. Pay close attention to the colored parallelism and all of its context. Psalm 19 verse 1. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork. Day to day utters speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. There is no speech, nor words. Their voice is not heard. Their line has gone out through all the earth, and their utterances to the end of the world. In them he has set a tent for the sun, which is like a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoices like a strong man to run his race. His rising is from one end of the heaven, and his circuit is to the other end of them, and there is nothing hidden from his heat. Psalm 19 is your next clue. It is a great psalm for memorization and meditation. Let's change the verses of the psalm into a series of questions. How do the heavens and firmament declare and show the glory or weight of God and his handiwork? How do day and night utter speech and reveal knowledge? What is this line that has gone out through all the earth and utterances to the end of the world? The psalm is encouraging us to consider the heavens, the firmament, and the sun. The psalm talks of a circuit that the sun appears to travel across the heavens. This circuit of the sun can be observed in two different ways. At first glance, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. The spin of the earth makes a path or circuit for the sun's rising and setting. It appears to follow the same equatorial path of the stars over the course of one day. A second path requires more careful observation from Earth over the course of a year. Psalm 19 is drawing our attention to the path of the sun. The sun's path is different from the motion of the stars. The sun, moon, and planets follow a path which is called the ecliptic path. The ecliptic is a plane in which the Earth and other planets orbit the sun. The sense of this Greek word is alluding to the darkening that occurs during solar and lunar eclipses. Now, due to Earth's 23.4 degree tilt over the course of a year, the sunset appears to move back and forth along the horizon, changing direction at the longest and shortest days, both referred to as a solstice. At sunset and sunrise, we observe the sun blocking out sections of the stars at night. The stars first seen when the sun sets slowly, changing over the course of the year. Psalm 19 is describing a line that has gone out, and the acrostic Psalm 119 is describing the importance of the alphabet. Both psalms relate to God's Word, which was originally written in Paleo Hebrew letters. Could Psalm 19 be describing a line of 22 Paleo Hebrew letters along the ecliptic path, letters used to map out an ancient calendar system.